The world is changing. Loving kindness is the way. Shelter from the storm. Yeah. Boy, oh boy, our world is not only changing, it has changed. And it's scraping away all the stuff that was ugly and not working. And this virus is a gift in many ways. Certainly my heart goes out to the people who are ill and hurt by it and die. But as I look at our world, we needed to be shaken up, taken for granted so much of the way that we live and how lucky we are within the 1%, the 5%, the 10%. What doesn't matter, man. It is just that we've taken for granted our freedom. We've taken for granted how loving life can be, and now we're here. We're isolating in some ways we're with our families and staying in touch. And I know for myself, I'm reaching out to the people that I love and telling them that I love them and bringing that all around. And it seemed to me Eric Satie, Gymnopedia, made sense. I can't help but remember that one night, a beautiful Parisian night, I'm in my flat, and windows are open, overlooking Saint-Sulpice, and I've had a date with a beautiful ballerina, and she was from Paris, and got home after dinner, and I put on Eric Satie, and she says, no, pas no, baby. In Paris, we do not listen to Eric Satie until after midnight. So we waited, and we did. So get some Eric Satie, and when it's midnight, listen. And think about everything that you've got, and counting our blessings, And that's gratitude, that's love. Stay with it. And be who you are. As always, the I Ching opens up doorways, and I've told you before, and I assure you, I do not pick what section it's going to be. I go to consult the oracle in the standard ways, but I don't pick what's going to come up. I leave it up to chance. Is there any chance? But it's what comes up really works. The I Ching for the week of March 23rd, 2020. Number 4, Meng. Without experience. Okay. Yeah, see, we've never experienced this before, so if you think you know what to do, you don't. So we got to look. We got to open up doorways. Above is Ken, the firm mountain, and below is the water, Kan. The wisdom. Go to the wise teachers. You will be a gift to them. The joy and purpose of the elders and teachers is to teach. So here we are. We're entering a time looking at correct behavior. You're entering new territory. Yeah, man, aren't we? It is great strength and wisdom to approach the ones who have gone before you and are a repository of wisdom. Approach them, follow tradition. As you approach and admit you have little or no experience in the situations placed before you. Then, in humility, ask for guidance. Listen respectfully. Only ask again if you did not understand. It is permissible to ask for clarity. This is wise. Now, you may well be the teacher who will be approached to give guidance, for we are all teachers, we are all students, and respect your questioner. And honor the strength it took for them to make the approach. Dispense your knowledge. If you feel you are not heard or not understood, do not change your stance. Hold firm, for as time passes, the universe will allow the student to absorb the lessons. What is stirring in you has great depth and has many layers. Be aware that some aspects are hidden and will only be accessed in your dedication to finding stillness. Finding stillness, even if it's just for a minute, few minutes, or a day or longer, it doesn't matter. It is the intent that counts when you go there. At this point in your process, do not try to make it appear that you know that what you do not. Man, that is what's gotten our world in so much fucking trouble. All these people saying, I know this and I know that, and you can do it this way, and they don't know. They don't know, and we got to say we don't know, see? To know the unknowable, what you do is you come to beginner's mind, great phrase in Zen Buddhism called Shoshin. It refers to cultivating an attitude of openness, of eagerness, and a lack of preconceptions. You see, when you're studying a new subject or a new situation, it will let you be in harmony with it. Go for it. Even if you know a lot about it, approach everything now as a beginner. You know, you might be far advanced in something, but if anything is being pointed out by these times is we are beginners. Be still and note well. The stillness of the mountain is not still at all. Water flows from the mountain, trees grow, and all beings are nurtured on that mountain. This is the springtime now. We're in the springtime of youthful beginnings and experiences, yeah. A youthful attitude now brings success without bounds. You're well positioned now to accept that at this point on your life path, that you know not how to proceed. Man, dig that and take it in. You don't know what to do. Revel in that, right? Bathe in the feeling of newness as a beginner. It's incredible. You know, I remember when I first started studying Tai Chi some 50-some years ago, the assistant teacher, my master teacher was Marshall Ho. Incredible man, but he gave me to one of his assistants, and I was like 2 days into it, and I said to him, I said, God, Robert, I said, every muscle in my body is hurting from what we're doing. And he said, look, he said, appreciate it, embrace it, because you're never going to feel like that again. That's not ever going to happen. And so it's true now, as we go into this, these new things are never going to happen again. This is never going to happen again the way it is now. Do not get complacent, man. You see, you got to reach out. You got to ask for advice. It's not weak. You see, it's strength. If you're turning to a mentor or a wise friend or a teacher who can guide you into the next stage of progress, abundance, and love, consider the advice and go into the quiet of your heart. The flowing spring flows through the rock on the mountain. This is the new showing itself. Be steady and clear. Observe and open your mind and heart, for this spring will soon become a river. That's right. Being of the mind of the young student, the attitude of the beginner will serve you well. Be as still and calm as the mountain now, and allow the coming flow of knowing to flow through you on the mountain. The knowledge that you need will at first be like water dripping through a rock. Then with care, with confidence, and with integrity, this gentle flow will soon become a magnificent flowing river that carries your dreams, your love, your abundance to the shores of your completion. In this way, you will fill the gaps in your knowledge, and you'll be carried to a peaceful and to a very joyous, wonderful success. Yeah, that's the way it's working right now. You know, we're being put into the place, being put into the position. Coming through this, you're going to come to the place of peace and joy. If you had a teacher that was of service to you and they're still in the body, go to them. In humility, offer alms of respect and gratitude. You know, it could be an elder in your tribe, your family. It could be a friend. Or it may be your inner voice of wisdom, reached in the silence of a quiet mind. Man, check your arrogance at the door. All have unseen teachers, right? That's it. Know that. We all have unseen teachers who are wise and patient and kind. And you are now at the place where you'll have the possibility to hear their voices and feel their compassion and love. Often the question comes, ask me all the time, what do I do to connect to my guides, to my teachers? Well, the answers are in this gua, in this section. It says to be patient, be compassionate and kind, and each day be in wonder as the sun rises and sets. Think about that. Take that minute to be in that place of wisdom where you can watch the sunset, where you can watch the sunrise. When you're there, state and say that you are grateful for another day when you wake. When you see the beauty of nature, be grateful. When you hear the night birds sing, open your heart. Strive to be an innocent who is in awe of all that is new. You know, again, you know, that for this section to come up at this particular time in our history, it really always blows my mind, but it has so much importance for us right now. When we were younger, it had seemed that, you know, our summer would never come. We're in school, you know, summer wouldn't come. And a year took so long. But as we come older, the year, it just seems like a moment. And our youth seems to have slipped away. Oof. But it hasn't, you see. All that's happened is we have become sophisticated and complacent, thinking we already know so very much. Ha, ha, ha. Now the benefit. It's to share what you know as you make way for the new. Empty your cup. This is a path to freedom of thought, of expanded consciousness, of the deepening of your relationship with Spirit, your relationship with what we call God, what we call, you know, Great Spirit. This hexagram, this teaching, it's come right now to help return to that state of the child in wonderment of the new. Be still, learn, be still, listen. Then, as you become the mentor, the guide, and the teacher, you're right there, right? You're right there with dignity and integrity and compassion and kindness. You find your allies on the road before you. You're coming to know what has been unknowable, the hidden truth that lies deep within. You are both the student and the teacher. We always are. In accepting this with enthusiasm and vision, right, you will remove obstacles that have been blocking your way toward what waits for you in abundance and love and spirit, because we get it and we're working for it. And in all of this, we become the innocent, right? In complacency, you become dulled to the love around you. This causes loneliness and frustration in your relationship, in friendships, in projects, in your career, or in your own inner journey of conscious evolution. It will now be of great benefit to refresh your knowledge and attitudes. You must learn new ways and to think in a new way about how things are showing in your life. And right now, man, it's how things are showing in the life of our world, of our cities, of our states, of our village. And we're seeing how things work, and they really were not working well. So, quiet the ego. Move into your inner knowing, into your intuitive force that never disappoints. Then, when you come to the realization that you do not have enough knowledge to proceed, because we don't, something wonderful will happen. You will become the student again, the beginner who's filled with wondering and wonderment. Recall what brought you joy, what you did for fun as a child, and do it now, man. Skip down the lane, play with clay, steal a kiss, do finger painting, whatever it is. Reignite your innocence, reignite your sense of wonder. If you had trauma as a child, something around trust or love, must accept that it happened and write about it and process it. We got to do that. But then let it go. And you move into a different pool of conscious activity that is joyous and it's filled with gratitude. Discard the old and open to new ways of being and new ways of doing. In the process, be patient, be kind, be compassionate. To open up these new ways. New patterns. Observe the actions of children, these happy children. Bring back that innocence into your life when you see kids playing, by following the advice of this inner teacher and by following the advice and the vision of the oracle, the I Ching, which we are in depth into right now. Your frustrations will disappoint and you will feel the exhilaration of youth no matter what your age. We are in revolutionary times. The revolution is in consciousness. We just did a webinar for Soul Space and I opened up with saying this is a revolution. We are in revolution. You got to accept it. It's a revolution of consciousness, of knowing. It's an opening of minds and hearts. This is what our companions will be. This is what the love is. This is what the elixir is. Trust love, be love. And you'll return to the knowing of that bubbling well of youthful enthusiasm, tempered by a clear and meditative mind. And that is the truth, man. That is the truth, because we open up to that as we feel it and as we become one with all, as we look around the world and we see that we're part of it all. The world is changing. Loving kindness is the way. Shelter from the storm. Oh, I think back to the people in my life who were sheltered to the storm. I think about Annie and the way she sheltered me from the storm in those days, and my friends who just looked after me to help me get rid of my arrogance and be awake and be there. This coming Thursday on Soul Space is the second webinar, and it's free. Please sign up. I forgot how many people. I think we had almost 100 people who tuned in, and we were all able to listen. We're all able to meditate together. We're all able to ask questions. So please look at the website and come join us. Really, it's wonderful to, especially in times like these, to have these times when we are not alone. Okay. We're all feeling so much now. Perhaps it's our being alone or quarantining ourselves. Wow, isn't that something? How that word is now just part of our vocabulary every minute. When's the last time you thought about quarantine? But we're here to be shaken up, and we have been shaking up. And even these idiots who have gotten a hold of things and got in charge of things, you know what, man? They were horrible, but they tore things apart. We saw how bad they could be. If somebody like that could get into power, something is really wrong. And that's why we're coming into a big change, and we are stubborn humans. So this comes. We say we are all one, no borders, no boundaries. That stuff we say when we're doing teaching and spiritual talk. But man, dig it. It's true. A virus knows no border. Doesn't care if you're rich, if you're poor, if you're a man, if you're a woman, if you're both, if you're three. It doesn't matter, man. We're all connected. We are all one. So listen to some Eric Satie, Midnight. Imagine a warm Paris night overlooking Saint-Sulpice. And bring romance now into your life. As you love, as you open your heart. Love is the answer, and we know that. In Lakesh Alakin, I am the other you. And I like it that way. Yes, I do. Well, namaste, my goddesses, sisters, my dear sisters. Namaste, my brothers. You know, I always am admonishing our men to really treat our women with respect. I say it even more now. You know, don't put the goddess on a platform up above you. That's not what it's about. But into a place of respect. And that way, when you are in respect, and you can have love, right? And women, you might have been hurt before. I know how it is, and hard to trust sometimes. But listen. And I think in the stillness of listening, we will be told what's what, you know. I often tell I'm working with someone and they say, you know, I don't know what to do about coming into a relationship. I'm meeting so many people. And I tell them, well, look, just on your first encounter, just listen. Listen to what they say. Are they disrespectful of their last relationship? Are they into some place where they're telling you how troubled they are? Or are they speaking of joy and love and happiness? That's the way you make your decision, right? In relationship, the reasons for rejection or choice is easy, man. It's, can you trust that person to protect your solitude? And will they set you at the gates of yours, right? That's a line from Rilke, from a letter he wrote. All right. Open the windows. Let Eric Satie in. Be the love that you desire. Teach peace. We are one. No doubt about it.